Hello and welcome back to the YouTube channel and to the first video in this series about shooting your very first wedding video. I'm happy you decided to join me and hopefully you will learn something along the way. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, then hit that subscribe button as there will be a new video out every Monday at 6 PM GMT. I want to break down this video into the good and the bad bits about being a wedding videographer so you can make your mind up as to whether it's a good route for you to take. Let's start with the good bits. Firstly, being your own boss is absolutely amazing. I love having the freedom to work when I want to, and my wife and I have just had our first child, and I love being able to be at home and help with him and see him grow up. I feel super lucky that I can pick my own hours, and as long as I get the job done and I get paid, then it doesn't matter if I take the day off to spend with my son. This is the time I will never get back, so I feel really lucky that I'm able to do this. On the flip side though, not having a boss means you're solely responsible for your own future. You get out what you put in, so if you don't work hard enough to pay your bills one month, then you have no one to blame but yourself. The next thing I love about my job is job satisfaction. If I can make the bride and groom cry, then I know I've done a good job. I take a lot of pride in my work and I like to think I'm good at what I do. You do come across people in this industry that obviously just fell into wedding videography or photography who really don't want to be there. Either they aren't charging enough to make it worth their time, or they did really well in their first couple of years and took on way too much the next year and now they're completely overwhelmed. If you're going to get into this industry, make sure it's a conscious decision. There's no harm with testing the water, but don't commit unless you're going to see it through. Tech. I love tech. And being a wedding videographer means I get the opportunity to test some of the latest and greatest technology out there at the weddings I film. A couple of weeks ago, I got the opportunity to try the Laowa probe lens at a wedding, and it was such good fun. If you have a piece of equipment that you're trying to get to grips with, then using it at a wedding really is a trial by fire. Money. Everyone needs money. The money really does vary, and there are people out there who charge very little, and these people tend not to make it very long in the industry. They think it's just show up, film a bit, go home and edit it. There's so much more that goes into wedding videography than that. You need to make sure your couple have a good customer journey. Make sure they feel comfortable and relaxed around you, and most of all, have the confidence in you that you're going to create something beautiful for them. Spend time getting to know their style. Make sure everything they want is captured in the day in a creative way. And don't get me started on the edit. I think that deserves its own video. Some videographers charge a small fortune, but sadly I don't think that the market exists in the UK. If you live in the US, then luxury wedding film seems to be doing very well at the moment. I'd recommend not getting into wedding videography just for the money. Get into it because you love making video that brings a smile to people's faces, and think of the money as a nice bonus. If you're a good wedding videographer, then the chances are you'll get to see some amazing places. We've traveled all over shooting weddings, and I love experiencing different cultures and seeing some amazing venues. Right, on to some of the not so great bits. Long hours, I mean it. Sometimes we travel 2 or 3 hours the morning of the wedding and then film for 10 hours and then have another 2 or 3 hour journey home again. Most of the time you'll be doing 12 to 14 hour days, but you will get the occasional 16, 17 hour day, and they're real killers. Forget about having weekends to yourself. This can be a real challenge as my wife works 9 to 5 weekdays and I'm usually away Fridays and Saturdays, and on Sundays I just want to sit in my pants. During our busy periods it can be really hard work to get that work-life balance right. I never switch off. I'm always thinking about the last wedding we shot or the next wedding we have to shoot. This can be really annoying, and a lot of aspects of wedding videography is time sensitive, so you are always on call. It's not really like any other business because we get most of our inquiries at the weekend when the bride and groom are together and have some spare time to do some wedding planning. If we wait until Monday to reply, then we don't usually get a response until the following weekend, which can make it a very long, slow process. It's also quite expensive to be a wedding videographer. If you're watching this video, then you probably already own a camera, but have you thought about a gimbal, a monopod, memory cards, sound recorders, microphones, insurance, hard drives, delivery, archiving, fuel? Are there any more? Well, that'll do for the minute. There are so many expenses that come along with being a wedding videographer, so make sure you budget for them before you set your prices. So what makes a good wedding videographer? Personally, I would say somebody who's patient, good with people, loves their technology, and knows how to use it creatively. Someone who doesn't mind working long hours whilst keeping a smile on their face. Don't get into this industry for the wrong reasons. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and like the video. In next week's video, I'll be talking about how to prepare yourself for your first wedding. If you have any questions or subjects that you'd like me to talk about, then please put them in the comment section below and I'll address them at the end of this series in my live Q&A. See you soon. The first wedding I shot went without a hitch. It was perfect. It was better than I could have imagined. The second wedding I shot was a nightmare.